Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nightmare Collective. I'm Chris. Thanks for stopping by and watching my channel update. Okay, so I know this has been a long running thing that I've wanted to do this entire year, but I've had a lot going on in my personal life. I'm moving and there's a lot of stuff going on. I won't get into all of that, but I recently moved and so I'm finally starting to settle in. I don't have any furniture in the room that I'm using, but I'm going to be buying a bigger desk and doing all that. And then cabinets for all my movies. I've got 3 tubs of movies. I got them sitting in the floor in my closet. So I've got a lot of movies that I need to parse through, and maybe I'll do a collection update and on this channel. Maybe one of my horror hauls, I'll kind of show off all my horror movies. I won't guarantee that. I do want to do it at some point, but once I get some shelves in here, maybe I can show off my whole collection then, because even before in my videos, I only had a partial of my collection because a lot of it was in boxes as far as like my VHSs go, my DVDs, Blu-rays, all that kind of stuff. That was just stuff that I collected over the last like 6 months. So it really wasn't an indication of like my full collection. And that's not even including all the other stuff that I have that's not horror, which you can find. I'll probably do something on my other channel, which we'll get to in a minute. What I want to get across today is kind of my hopes and my goals for the rest of this year and what I want to do. It's mainly, and I wrote it on my big whiteboard that I, kind of schedule everything. It's getting back to at the root at which I started this channel and why I wanted to start it. And I felt that there was some stuff that was missing from YouTube. We've got a lot of video essays, we've got a lot of reviews, we've got a lot of stuff, but a lot of it is big stuff. And I know there's probably people that cover this. So if you're saying, yes, somebody is covering Frostbiter, I'm sure there is somewhere, but I want to do it in the way that I want to do it. And so I think that's what's unique to me, is the style in which I do videos. And so I want to get back to some of the original ideas that I had when I started the channel, that I either started and didn't finish because I got sidetracked by chasing numbers and being like, oh, well, this video did really well, so now I'm gonna do 4K reviews, and that opened a whole thing. And then now I'm gonna do reviews because Scream's coming out. I gotta do 5 Scream reviews. So basically what I'm telling you is I'm not going to try and chase those numbers anymore. I'm going to try and get back to what is uniquely me, and I wanna do more nightmare flashbacks about older movies, and I just don't want to chase the big franchises anymore. I have never really been, I like Halloween, I like all that stuff, but it's never been something that I inherently wanted to cover fully. I mean, all those franchises are fine, but they have been covered to death, so I don't feel like I need to do it. Maybe, years from now when I run out of things to do, I'll talk about, Freddy. But I just really don't want to cover those things, and so I'm not going to right now. So I think Scream was probably going to be the last, unless there's a new Friday the 13th film, or there's a new Freddy film, or we get a box set, or we get something that, entices me and ignites a fire under me to discuss those things. I don't think I'm going to. I want to find smaller horror and more unique horror that I haven't seen, or just stuff that I really like that's very personal to me that I want to talk about and explore. So, Nightmare Flashbacks. The next Nightmare Flashbacks is going to be The Fog. I'm finally going to get to The Fog. I mean, I think I've had the thumbnail for Nightmare Flashbacks The Fog since like the 2nd month I started this channel. So, I'm going to do that finally. I'm going to try and do one of those a month alongside 2 A24 reviews a month. That is my goal right now. Don't hold me to that shit, but I am trying to. That's what is on the schedule. I'd also like to do between 1 to 3 4K reviews a month to kind of keep that physical media side and just kind of talk about things. I mean, like, look, dude, look at this. So I just dropped a bunch of shit, but I've got The Company of Wolves, which I bought months ago. I still haven't watched, but I need to review this. I know it's a smaller movie, but it's something that I am interested in covering, maybe not doing a full review on, but I really do want to kind of watch the 4K, and maybe you're interested in buying it and you want to know if it's good or not, and you want to know if the video and audio quality is good. I'm going to pick this up. Hold on. I still need to cover Dawn of the Dead. I also made this thumbnail. I usually make thumbnails before I make videos to kind of see how, test it out and see how it goes. Also run it past my wife because she's got design backgrounds and she's good at that stuff. So I usually run it by her first to be like, is this good? Is this gonna work? I also got Bubba Hotep. I know this is turning into like a mini horror haul. I need to cover this. So there's a lot of stuff that I need to cover. And then I got two big ones that I have not dived into. I need to talk about From Beyond, and I need to talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm also getting the Second Sight version in April, which is the one I really want. I've heard this one is good, but that's the one I want to dive into that I probably will do a full video. I may do a 4K review on this one, and then maybe when we get to that one, I'll compare the two and kind of contrast what is different about them, because they are different 4K scans, so I'm curious to see. And obviously the packaging and everything you get with Second Sight is incredible, so we'll definitely unbox that. I'm gonna wrap up The Lighthouse. I'm actually watching this evening. I'm watching it, and also A24 just announced that they're doing a collector's edition of The Lighthouse, so maybe if I like that, I'll snag that when it comes. I think it's like 2 weeks before it comes out. I'm not gonna grab it then, but if I really like the movie, maybe I will. All right, so what that means, like I said, Nightmare Flashbacks coming back with a vengeance. I'm going to be covering that. I'm probably gonna do The Fog. And then anything you guys want me to cover that is older, Carrie, Pet Sematary, any of that stuff. I'm a huge Stephen King fan, so I'm fine with diving into some of those. But anything that you would like me to kind of dissect in a long form, I don't know if they'll be the same as the old ones. I kind of want to play with the formula a little bit and see what I can do with that. And since it's been so long since I've made one, I think The Howling was the last one I made, and that was a long time ago, so I need to get back to that. I'm going to be starting a new series called Don't Touch That Dial, which I'm going to dive into obscure horror TV shows that maybe only had a season. I'll give you a sneak peek. If you're watching this video, I'm covering Nightmare Cafe, the Wes Craven, Robert Englund show. I really like it. I have made 75% of that video. I just haven't finished it because it got put on the back burner so I could cover dumb shit that I really didn't want to cover. So I'm going to stop doing that. I'm also going to stop covering stuff that I just don't want to cover just to cover it. There's a lot of movies that I have gone and seen to review because I thought that they would do well. Like I said, I was chasing a number, and I'm going to stop doing that. So I am going to cover new horror when I want to. And some stuff I may still go see, like, you know, would I go see Winnie the Pooh? Probably not, but I had a channel and I thought it was funny. But I may still see stuff like that. I'm just not guaranteeing that I'm going to see every horror movie as it comes out, because some of that shit I just don't want to see. And so I want this to be a unique vision, which is why I started it. And so I'm going to try and rein myself in, because trying to do those every week as that stuff comes out, it just puts everything else on the back burner. I don't get to do the creative stuff that I want to do. So if it's something I'm interested, I'll definitely be covering it. But if not, you're still going to get videos from me all month long. They're just going to be more focused on kind of stuff that I want to do, and maybe stuff that you guys want to see more so than like the big stuff that's coming out that I just don't find interesting and I'm just wasting my time reviewing it. That doesn't mean I won't ever talk about them. It may just be a thing once it comes out or once it's streaming. I may just catch it then. But you know, I've gotten wrapped up in the zeitgeist a little too much, I think, and I started covering things and spending a lot of time covering things that either didn't perform well or I just didn't want to see. So, I mean, I knew going into it that it would be very lukewarm. And so I just really don't want to talk about stuff I don't want to talk about anymore. So I think I need to get back to my roots, and I hope you guys like that. If you guys have any recommendations for films, 4Ks that you want me to review, or you know, old horror movies or new stuff that you think that I would like, that you kind of want to see my take on, I am more than happy to like look into that stuff and see if it's something that I can do a review on. I also may start doing some shorter videos, not in like, not shorts. There's a difference. I may start doing shorter actual videos that I film that are just like a couple minutes long, that are just kind of shortly reviewing, that don't have any footage in them, so that I can just get them out quick. That's kind of what those might be, just little small, less than 5-minute reviews on maybe something I watched that just aren't overly reproduced, because there's some stuff I want to talk about, but I don't have the time to fully edit it and grab footage, and it's harder because it's 30 years old. And so just know that you might get some reviews that are shorter in length, that just get right to the point, that are just weird, obscure movies that I just want to talk about, that I may not be able to fully edit like that. They're still going to be edited and, you know, stuff like that. They're not going to be like crumbled together. I would never do that. But they might just be shorter in form and just not have a bunch of footage over them. It's just going to basically be me talking in front of the camera about the film I like. And so look forward to that type of stuff. I want to do more of that stuff that I can just get out in a day, you know, when I watch something that is interesting and I can just kind of get in front of the camera and talk about it and then move on. All right, let's get to, if you made it this far, I also have started a second channel. It's called Beyond Moon Media. That is basically everything else that I like. You know, I do a lot of physical media stuff here, but I also do collect a lot of other stuff I'm working on, like the Rocky Steel books now. I just got 4, the last one or whatever, last week or whatever, and so I've completed that, but I need to do those. So if you are interested in physical media or just any other type of film or stuff like that, I'm covering all that there because I love horror, but I like movies as a whole, and so a lot of that stuff just doesn't fit here. So I created that so I had an outlet to basically talk about whatever I want. I'm going to see John Wick 4 this week. I want to talk about it. So I'll link that up here so you can check that channel out. Subscribe if you like that stuff. It will help. You know, obviously that is more of a broad channel. So if you like movies as a whole or you like physical media as a whole, I definitely, you know, that's primarily the 2 things I'm doing there. It's physical media and then movie reviews on stuff that I'm interested in. Not a lot of old movie reviews unless they're 4Ks, but you know, like I said, John Wick, I covered Ant-Man, I covered Creed 3. So I'm just, as I am interested in movies, I will talk about them and do all of that. So if you like that stuff, you know, jump over there, see if you like the content and subscribe for more. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Like, it definitely has helped. We're close to 500. I'd like to hit 1,000 this year. I know that's a steep goal, especially because of what I do. I'm like in a niche and a niche and a niche and a niche. But, you know, like I said, that's my goal. I also am trying a few other things that I am not going to announce because they are on the back burner. One of the things that I wanted to start initially is coming into fruition, and so I want to get all of those ducks in a row before I just kind of announce what I'm doing. Just know that it's going to involve cryptids and paranormal and all of that kind of stuff. It will be separate from everything that I'm doing. I want a tripod of things, you know, having my, you know, regular ass, everybody can watch stuff, my super niche horror, and then that is going to be more kind of a mix of the 2. So look forward to that, maybe October. I'm going to try and get it out and all of that ready by Halloween this year. October will be very big for me. I'm going to try and pre-plan a lot of stuff and pre-film a lot of stuff. So I am going, basically I was breakneck last year, but I had to do it on the fly. This year I'll have time. And so I want to kind of have some theme to the month of horror that I cover. I haven't thought about that yet. If you guys got any themes, whether it's paranormal, whether it's don't tell me zombies, because I don't fucking like zombies. It's rare that I'm actually covering Dawn of the Dead and maybe Train to Busan, but I don't like zombies, so I'm not going to do that shit. But anything else, you know, possessions, anything like that, I kind of want to pick a theme and maybe do that every Halloween so I can kind of focus in on some films in those genres and cover those. And then obviously, there's obviously a lot of movies coming out. October is the exception to my rule that I said earlier. I will cover everything that comes out in October. It's just a Halloween month, so, you know, I'm not dumb. I know people watch that stuff, so it gets eyes on the channel, and so I will definitely be doing it in October, just not throughout the whole year. But again, thank you guys if you've made it this far. Thanks for watching my video. Like I said, I've got a lot coming in the future, a lot of set changes. I will, like I said, be getting a background again, doing all that. Just bear with me for another month or so while I get my house sold and do all of that and then kind of figure out what I'm going to do in here. So that's all I've got. Again, I appreciate everyone who has watched this entire thing, or you watch my content, you've shared my content, whatever it is. I'm looking forward to diving back into this. I've missed making videos. It has just been far too busy for me to do it, and I'm looking forward to getting back into the creative process and doing some new stuff. All right, follow me on Twitter. I got that down there. I don't tweet a lot, but any of my new videos that maybe you don't see in your feed, I always tweet them out. So, you know, if you're curious, and, you know, maybe I'll start tweeting more. I don't know. You know, it's Twitter. It sucks, but, you know, maybe I will. That's all I've got. Thanks for stopping by, guys. And that's all I've got to say, man. I just really appreciate it, and I am hopeful for the things that I can do in the future, and I'm excited for what I can bring to you guys, and I hope you really do enjoy it. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.